Welcome to Trailer Hitch!
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
I'm Kevin.
I'm James.
This is Trailer Hitch, where we rate and review movie trailers.
Yeah, what are we doing here, Kevin?
Yeah,
what are we doing?
We're going to be talking about some movie trailers tonight.
Great.
We're going to be talking about Annihilation.
Great.
We're going to be talking about Tomb Raider.
I've heard of it.
We're going to be, just kind of touching up on each other. We're going to be doing a tune-up on The Killing of a Sacred Deer because we finally got a trailer that actually makes sense.
Yeah, the tires were a little screechy, so we're bringing it into the shop for a tune-up.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's going on here. So we hope you guys like it. It's going to be a great episode.
Great. I would call it wonderful. Wonderful, Kevin.
Was there an echo, or is that...
Wonderful.
Is that your... You've been bringing up The Killers like at least once every 5 minutes since I walked in.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Killers have a new album, and it's called Wonderful, and it is that.
I'm ecstatic to hear. The little bit you played for me, it was really good.
I really like it a lot. I'm relieved that it's good. I'm relieved that I enjoy it.
I'm sure Brandon Flowers is too.
You can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Releases by the movie trailers. We're Trailer Hitch. This movie might totally suck, but the whiskey sure is going down fine. Yeah, we're Trailer Hitch.
By the way, for those wondering, no, we were not paid by The Killers or The Killers record label to say that. However, this is our bid for The Killers or The Killers record label to pay us to say something.
Or
you got a tepid recommendation from me.
Yeah.
You got a glowing review from James. Do you want me? Well, I can be bought. So, Brandon Flowers, our email is trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com.
I'm sure he knows. He's probably an avid listener.
He damn well better be.
Right?
Where else is he going to get great trailer reviews? So anyway,
nowhere else but here.
Thank you. I agree. All right, before we get into our main drag, ladies and gentlemen, before we even get into our tune-up, we should just kind of give you a little quick rundown in case this is your first time listening to Trailer Hitch. So we rate our trailers as either need to see more, or never need to see. If James and I both give something a need to see, we see the movie, we watch it, we report back to you, we give you the rundown on it. We haven't been as good on it lately because James, the never need to see movie that we had to watch, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Have you seen it?
No.
Don't feel bad, I didn't either.
Okay,
so we're still working on that, ladies and gentlemen. It's been busy for the both of us.
Work has been crazy.
Hey, if you've been listening, you know we're good for it.
Believe it or not,
eventually we will get around to doing it.
Believe it or not, this podcast is not Kevin and I's full-time job, so we're usually pretty busy.
Now, if fucking Brandon Flowers would pony up some money to get me to just drop some sweet ads for him, then you know what? Maybe we could do this.
We're going to make it a segment every day to beg the killer. No, we're not. But yeah, welcome everyone, and I hope you like movie trailers as much as we like talking about them. Because we like talking about them a lot, Kevin. We've been doing it for 29 episodes so far. So
yeah, definitely. Sorry, I was just enjoying a Bai juice. Bai is a drink that you can get at your local grocery store.
What are you doing?
I just need the sweet ad revenue.
We don't have ads. Let's stop. Let's let our viewers enjoy our ad-free podcast while it lasts, because soon the advertisement's going to be pouring in.
They will. Yeah, that's fair. Fine. Do you want to just do a quick tune-up?
Yeah. What are we going to be tuning up, Kevin?
All right. So a couple episodes ago, we reviewed The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Mm-hmm. It's Colin Farrell's in it, Nicole Kidman.
Yes.
By the director
who did Dogtooth, who did The Lobster, who did Alps. His name is long and it's Greek.
Oh, sounds great. Very familiar.
Very familiar. Yes, you've probably spied his name in the phone book. It's under L.
The
long
phone
Greek.
book. What a reference. Do people look at phone books anymore?
I think they've got to be making them.
People do not look at phone books
anymore. And if they
anymore.
make them, we'll advertise for them on this podcast. But The Killing of a Sacred Deer dropped a second trailer. Now, the first one that we reviewed, ladies and gentlemen, was an atmosphere trailer. It was very, very vague when it came to specifics in terms of what the film was actually about. Mostly just a woman singing a pop song a cappella, and then creepy shit was going on as she was doing that.
Yeah.
I was really digging the vibe and the tone, but at the same time, I couldn't really get a read on what was going on.
Yeah.
And I do feel like that director specifically, what gets you into the theater is his concepts. You know what I mean? Like, Lobster is about a fictionalized world where after the age of 40, if you haven't found a mate, you will get turned into an animal.
Right.
Dogtooth is about a secluded family where the parents have convinced their children that the outside world is, like, just crazy, but in turn, they're also making their children crazy because of it.
Yeah.
Like, he's known for taking really bizarre and out there concepts and wringing some really great emotion out of them. Granted, that emotion's muted because it's, it's Greek. But I was kind of hoping that we would get a concept out of the trailer, because, like, that's the thing that really hooks me with that director. The trailer gave me none of that. I gave it a need to see. James, what did you think of that trailer?
I don't remember which rating I gave it.
You gave it a never.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was going to say, if I had to go from memory, I would say never need to see it.
Well, past you and current you,
Great.
fucking high five right now. You
Great.
both agree.
Fantastic. Based on the fact that we were just guessing what the movie was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, the main thing I threw out was Colin Farrell is a surgeon who is making people paraplegic for some reason.
Yeah.
Is he the antagonist or not? Like, we don't know really who the antagonist is or the
But that
protagonist.
teenage boy seems a bit creepy and off in some way.
He had an unsettling smile at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
He's got something weird. But it was like, I was just guessing. There was something about people being paraplegics in it.
Yeah.
That was connected to Colin Farrell. That's all I
Yes.
knew.
Yes.
That's all I knew about it. Mm-hmm. So, new trailer comes out. We got a little bit more of a clarification on the antagonist, didn't we?
It's the teenager.
It's the teenager. And Kevin was kind of barking up that tree anyway. So kudos to you.
Well, thank you. I'm pretty sure we cut it, but I also assumed Donald Duck would show up at some point too, just because we had no fucking idea. And I was just throwing things out there.
Spitballs at the wall,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
Yeah.
The performances in the trailer were very unsettling
Yes.
and interesting.
Yeah.
And I was watching this trailer going, what was that last trailer? That's honestly all I kept thinking.
Sure.
I'm like, this is Colin Farrell. He just seems like a nice guy, a surgeon, and he happens to be like
Seems pretty stressed about stuff.
He's stressed, but he's like entangled with this kid for some reason. This kid's like not really on the up and up.
Yep.
Not much about the whole paraplegic epidemic that was happening in that first trailer. Like they touch on it a little bit, but they really don't go into it or make it as much of a centerpiece as they did with that first trailer.
Yeah.
Which I'm a little bit confused now. Okay, now it's very clear who the antagonist is. It's this weirdo kid. But I still don't know what this movie is about. I was still having issues grasping what the film was about. The concept. Like you just described, he's good at his...
Yeah. Like, just
bizarre concept.
The premises of his movies. The premises.
And I still don't know what it is for this movie, which is interesting.
Yeah, the best that I can glean out of it is they welcome this teenage boy into their home. He had a close relative die, and the best I can glean is that Colin Farrell either is responsible or the kid assumes that Colin Farrell is responsible and is now wreaking havoc in this family. How the kid is making people paraplegic, I'm not sure. But I get, at least this trailer gives me the impression that that's what's going on. So I will also say, just out the gate, based on The Gift, which was a movie that came out a couple of years ago, based off of this trailer, based off of Mother, movies are just pretty dead set on this.
Yeah.
If someone wants to be invited into your home and you don't really know them, just don't let them in.
We're a little bit more pessimistic as a human race these days, and
movies are just fucking proving our point.
Well, back in the back in the Mayberry days, you could just leave your door unlocked, invite anyone in. Oh, you're a stranger off the street. You look like you need a good old
tall glass of lemonade.
It's just a steak and a milk. It's a real homemade
That's so specific.
family.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, Kevin. Where was I going with that? I appreciated the clarification in the antagonist and the clarification of Colin Farrell not really being the antagonist. Because I think that was something I was questioning too. Like, is Colin Farrell the bad guy? And it's just, it's mucky waters. So we got a lot more clarification. And this trailer definitely moved the needle for me, but like not enough to push it to that need to see more area.
We went through all of this just for our ratings to say the same. Mine still I need to see more.
Yours is still at...
Need to see more.
You're at need to see more. Okay.
Yeah.
Just because it was so different, and it literally addressed something that we were complaining about in our previous review.
Sure.
That I kind of wanted to bring it up. I think it's fascinating that my review stayed the same, even though they did address the stuff we were like, you got to address these things in the next trailer.
So why hasn't it moved for you?
It just doesn't seem like a movie that I'm just like not that interested. Like I said, they haven't really given us what the Bizarro concept is, because that, like you said, that's that director's selling point is him taking bizarre concepts and milking stuff from it.
Yep.
And I'm still not entirely sure what the bizarre concept is here.
That's
so
fair.
if that's his selling point, they still haven't given me that selling point yet.
Yeah.
But we got an antagonist, so there you go. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. That's the jet. All right. Fair enough. Well, that's our tune-up.
Yep. It left the shop still squeaking its tires.
We did all we could.
Yeah, we did.
We're really sorry. Long Greek name. I don't know. I'm still at a need to see more, so I might give that one a spin when it comes out.
Absolutely.
But, we'll see. But speaking of seeing, we have to talk about if we need to see more, or never need to see another trailer.
Is it a trailer for our main drag?
It is a trailer for our main drag. We're going right into it.
Oh my god.
All right. So, how do you feel about Tombs?
I'm indifferent to Tombs. I haven't been in one, but they seem...
Well, get ready. We're rating one now.
What's your name?
Laura
Surname?
Croft.
If you're listening to this, then I must be dead. I found something. A tomb called the Mother of Death.
I think I know where my dad went.
That's right in the middle of the Devil's Sea.
It will be an adventure.
Death is not an adventure.
Jesus, Kevin, that tomb came out of nowhere.
So did this trailer. So this is the trailer for Tomb Raider. This is directed by a gentleman by the name of Roar Uthog.
Can you spell the first name for me?
R-O-A-R.
Yes.
His name is Roar.
Yes.
So directed by Roar.
Rawr.
This is co-written by Geneva Robertson Dworet and Alistar Sidons.
Okay.
It's like anyone with a sort of fun or kooky name.
Yeah.
Want to work for Tomb Raider. This is starring Alicia Vikander as Laura Croft.
Yep.
Walter Goggins is in this. Dominic West, McNulty from The Wire. Big ups. Daniel Wu, Nick Frost. Our random shout out because here's the deal, folks. All those big name people, like, they get all the credit. They hog it. They just keep it all from
We
themselves.
like to give it to the little guy.
Yeah, we like to just give a random shout out to just a random cast member to let them know that, hey, we're paying attention. We see you. We appreciate you.
We're here, man. We're here for you.
So Venita Petrus plays the female merc in this.
The female what?
The female merc.
Merc.
Yeah.
What is that?
Like a mercenary.
Oh, mercenary. Sorry.
Yeah.
You said merc, and I'm just like M-U-R-K. What is that?
America?
Like a murky person? Or okay. Sorry.
Venita.
Good job, Venita.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Good for
The
you.
mercenary with an attitude, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she's a pacifist mercenary who doesn't have much of an attitude at all.
We'll see what layers Venita gives to her performance.
Who knows? Maybe she's cut out of the film entirely, because that could
I
happen.
hope not. Anyway, what is Tomb Raider about? So this starts off with a woman. We don't know who she is, but she's walking up to a building with a Croft symbol on it of some sort. Goes up to the desk and it's like, yo, sup? I'm here to see my...
So-and-so.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, who are you? And she's like, my name is Laura Croft. And the guy kind of looks up like, oh, you're like, you pay
Like
you
the
pay me.
building?
Yeah. And, so we get the sense that she's semi-estranged from her family because she's not frequenting the giant-ass building that her family owns. She's informed of her father's death, and your father left you something, and it seems to be like this little knickknack. Kind of looks like an elongated wooden Rubik's Cube,
Yeah.
right? I presume it's like an aunt or, you know, her grandmother or someone is just kind of like, you know, oh yeah, he left you this, it's pretty neat.
Stepmother, maybe.
And in like 2 fucking seconds, Lara Croft solves this puzzle. It's just like click, clank, clunk, and then a fucking key pops out. And she's just kind of like, oh, Dad.
She's like, brilliant. I'm like, was it that brilliant if you got it that quickly? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to presume that her relatives were just kind of cool with that. Like, we've been trying to solve this goddamn thing since your father passed, and you just waltzed right in. So anyway, this key unlocks a lockbox. She opens that up. She gets a message from her father. It's on a camcorder. And her father's like, you know, sup, bro.
I mean, I get the impression that her relationship with her father was
good.
Was very
yes,
good.
Yeah, they have like a few flashbacks in there just to kind of show, like, you know, hey, they got along.
Yeah.
Anyway, her father's like, sup, brah, there's a tomb that needs a raiding. Someone else...
Almost literally verbatim
yeah.
from the trailer.
You know, there are some bad guys, they're trying to raid the tomb as well. If they raid the tomb, we're all gonna die, so...
There can only be one Tomb Raider.
I guess so. And Lara Croft is like bitching, and she gets on a boat.
Yeah.
And she's on a boat. She's able to track the tomb to, what sea was it, James?
Devil's Sea.
The Devil's Sea.
Which is bad, if you didn't get the hint.
It's apparently aptly named because the person on this boat is immediately like, fuck that.
He's like, but that's in the Devil's Sea. And she's like, yeah.
She's
I'm
like, it's going to
what?
be an adventure. And then he goes, death is not an adventure.
Yep.
Which, I mean... I don't know. Enter the Void made it seem neat, but...
different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Exactly, yes. Anyway, boat capsizes. I assume the guy who's like, death is not an adventure is having a terrible time because he's probably dead because he's not in the rest of the trailer. She washes up ashore. Walter Goggins fucking knocks her out and is like, yo, sup, you're...
Is he in...
He's in Justified.
Justified.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's literally all I was trying to... In Deadwood, maybe? No. Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight,
yes. That's why I was thinking Western.
Super good in Hateful
Western Deadwood,
Yeah.
but Hateful Eight.
You say tomato, I say Hateful Eight. Sure. So, anyway, Walton Goggins is kind of like, you know, aha, I'm going to raid this too.
They're the other people raiders.
Yeah. They're the bad guys.
Get at the
and
tomb.
Lara Croft's like, not in my watch, pal.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of action shots ensue, and then that's the trailer. And so that's the gist of what you see. That's what we get from this trailer. It's a matter of how we feel about it. James, I'm going to kick it to you, my man.
Sure.
How are you feeling about it?
Well, I mean, to open up, for those who don't know, this is based off of a very popular video game property.
Have you played the newer one?
No, I haven't played any Tomb Raider games.
So,
ever.
yes, actually, that is very good to know. Tomb Raider is a game series on the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
First one came out way back in the 90s. If you Google, like, the original Tomb Raider, you will notice that Lara Croft is incredibly well endowed. And, yes, that does belie kind of, like, the sexism that was present with video games. I mean, still kind of to this day, but especially in that era. However, it's also of note that the graphics were 90s era...
polygons.
She's very angular, is how I would put it. Yes. You know,
striking features.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, they've made more games. They just rebooted the Tomb Raider franchise recently. I think with a game that came out like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They've done more to make her not a sex object,
Yeah.
which I'm for.
It was really well received. I remember it
Yeah.
being a lot more in the vein of like in Indiana Jones or Uncharted, because the Uncharted games are really popular too, but with the female character instead, and one that is not completely defined by, you know, breast 1 and 2.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm just talking about her guns, by the way. Oh, gun joke, because she's got 2 guns.
Hashtag feminism?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
No, I'm just, because she's Lara Croft has 2 guns and 2 boobs, and all right. Anyway,
that's right. Oh, we did miss that in the recap of the trailer. There is a really lame button at the end involving her getting 2 guns.
2 guns. I'll take 2, please. Yeah. Anyway, moving past the boob jokes, because we're above that, Kevin, because hashtag feminism.
Hashtag feminism. You got it. We woke.
Yeah. I thought there's some things I liked about this trailer. I think she looks good in the role.
I think the cast in general.
She looks like Laura Croft.
Definitely.
You know, and like when Angelina Jolie first played the role in those first
Earlier
two films.
I feel like they were definitely kind of more evoking the 90s era, you know, triangle boob era.
They were,
It was the
yes.
triangle boob era.
But but I do remember as a kid watching those movies and going like, that is Laura Croft. It's like that. It looks so much like her. To look like a polygon figure was not that difficult to make someone look that way.
True.
Anyway, I thought she looked the part, especially like you said, based off of that most recent Tomb Raider game. I like. What's the actress's name again?
Alicia Vikander.
Alicia. It's just Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be mispronouncing her surname. She's Swedish, I believe?
So her
Swedish! Got it.
Good job, Kevin. Her in Ex Machina was absolutely
She's amazing.
mind melting.
Yeah.
I think she looks like really great in that Tulip movie with Dane DeHaan and Christoph Waltz.
Tulip Fever?
Tulip Fever, I think it was called. Yeah. I thought she looked really great in that. Just her acting in this kind of fell a little flat for me for this Tomb Raider trailer.
It doesn't feel like she has that much of a character. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We were kind of talking about, I think it was in a Hitchhiker segment when we were doing Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
Oh, this is focusing on the story of Assassin's Creed. And by the way, that's another video game
Franchise that got turned into a movie. Yeah.
They're focusing on the story of this franchise, which is the worst part of this franchise. Like, you know, you play Assassin's Creed to stab dudes in the neck with little fucking blades that come out of your wrist.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You don't really care about all of, like, the retro future horseshit that goes on in the game. I can't speak to the story for the new Tomb Raider games. You're welcome to email in and give us, like, a rundown if this looks like it's indicative of that.
I hear it was good, though.
I hear it's good.
The story was good. In that.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, here, there really isn't that much of a story. It's just a setup. It's just, hey, bud, there's a tomb that needs a raiding. She goes to try and raid the tomb. There are other people trying to raid it, and she's got to raid it first.
Yeah.
And that's the
like her watching this video camera of her dad just like screamed just like an escape room you could go to in fucking downtown LA.
That's fair.
It's just like, you know, we found a tomb, but you need to be the first one to get there before Trinity.
You have 1 hour to figure this out. But
before
if you need
Trinity
hints,
does.
If you need hints, just hit this button on the wall. But you only get 3.
Yeah, and like Trinity's also going for it, so you got to beat Trinity, otherwise the world will end. And promise me you'll do it. And it just like it didn't feel real.
Yeah,
a lot of the setup for this movie didn't feel real.
Mm-hmm.
I thought some of the action pieces looked good and felt good, with the exception of some of the effects. There was like this slow motion effect where Laura Croft was sliding on the ground, but like did a limbo move and like ducked down, and like this spike bar was going past above her, and she was like staring at it in slow motion. I thought that was real lame looking. That wasn't the only thing in the trailer that I thought the effects didn't look great.
yeah.
But I thought like the combat that she was doing seemed pretty believable. I don't know, man. It was a little underwhelming for me.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously you can tell by how we recapped it. You can tell by the setup of the trailer that this isn't going for realism. Like, we can all agree.
Sure, I mean, it's...
But, like, ultimately, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then replace it with fun. Like, and I think that's kind of why we fell head over heels for, like, you know, the late period Fast and Furious movies and their trailers because of that. It's just, they seem so goddamn wacky.
Yeah.
So audacious.
They know it.
They're hacking cars. Why? I don't care anymore. This looks fun. And then, like, you just go along for the ride.
Yeah.
And this feels like it's writing the in-between. We're trying to give you this crazy and spooky mystery, but, like, it's a pretty well-worn trope. And I mean, I can just watch Raiders. You know what I mean? If I really want that kick.
I literally just watched Raiders.
There you go.
It's like, and it satisfied that, you know, that craving.
Yeah, 100%, man. And
it will always, because it's a perfect movie.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like so off the wall that I'm just along for the ride and think that this is going to be a really entertaining time. It kind of feels like it is the standard action franchise at this point.
Yeah.
And The only thing that's tripping my trigger at the moment is I really like the actors involved. I really like Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
Regardless of if I can pronounce her name or not. Like, I think that she's a phenomenal actor, and I hope that she's really good in this. And I doubt that she'll be bad, because I haven't seen her be bad in anything. I think if they're actually committing to Nick Frost as, like, the comic relief, I can think of a few better. Like, Nick Frost is super funny.
Yeah. He didn't really have a joke in the trailer.
No, but, like, I'm just kind of crossing my fingers and hoping there is one.
Yeah.
Walt-
He gave a setup for Lara Croft with that zinger.
And then she just whiffed it.
I'll take 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walton Goggins, I think, is a really great character actor. But outside of that, is there anything there? Really, the best way I can put it is, so far, I don't have any reason to see this movie. I would rather, at this point, just play the game. If I can do that stunt at the end where Lara Croft is running on the wing of that plane that's collapsing and then jump and, like, rah! And then, you know, like that sort of thing, I think I would rather do that than watch this movie, because then, I mean, I feel like at least if I'm controlling it, it might be a little bit more fun.
I liked that ending action moment. Like, that was really cool, and I thought that's well placed in a trailer.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like their best button to end on, with, like, right before you slam to a title card.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I put it effectively enough. Basically, this trailer, and to a degree by extension the movie, doesn't seem to be giving me anything that I couldn't get from the game itself. And since this franchise started as a video game series, to me it would make more sense to just play the games.
Yeah, and like you said, you'd feel more in control.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd probably fuck up in that, like, wing jump a couple of times, but you know, eventually
You'd get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was supposed to roll before jumping.
Right.
Got it. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just trying to wing it. Okay,
Anyway.
What do you give it?
I would personally give this, as of right now, a never need to see.
Yeah.
Maybe another trailer will be wackier. But yeah, right now, just like from as far away as we are, this just kind of looks like a generic action film. Also, just by the look of it, looks like it's going to be over 2.5 hours, and I just don't care.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised by my own reaction of this, because I was really excited with this film. Like, the production stills that we were getting during production, when she was cast in the role, I was really excited. And I thought at the very minimum this would be a need to see more for me, but honestly I think this is a never need to see it for me at the moment as well.
Sad consensus.
High never need to
Sure.
see, but I just need to see a lot more from it. I just don't see any reason to see this movie right now.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool.
All right. Well, hey, if anything, we'll always have Alicia Vikander in Ex Machina to watch. And speaking of Ex Machina, that was directed by Alex Garland.
Oh my God, does he have a movie coming out?
Who also happened to direct a movie called Annihilation.
What's the name?
Alex Garland.
Is that a male or a female? I don't want to assume, Kevin, because we're PC as fuck.
We don't want to label genders on anyone.
And because we're talking about
It's
strong, okay, it's a dude.
Yeah,
just checking. Just wanted to check.
It is a dude. That said, both of our trailers tonight are strong female leads.
Absolutely.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
Hashtag feminism. Anyway, Annihilation.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Did your husband contact you at any point while he was away?
No. Why did my husband volunteer for a suicide mission? You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing. I need to know what's inside. I could save him.
Kevin, you annihilated your drink. It's completely gone.
It is. I can still cheers with this little bit of water.
Attaboy. Cheers to Annihilation.
To Annihilation. All right. This is written and directed by Alex Garland, who made his directorial debut with Ex Machina a couple years ago.
Which Kevin and I are both over the moon about.
We love that movie,
Yep.
yes. This is starring Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Tessa Thompson, Oscar Isaac, Gina Rodriguez. A random shout out is going to go to Annery Boer, who plays Scientist. Hey, Anna-Ree. First of all, cool name. Second of all, good job.
Cool job description for your character.
I respect it. All right, James,
Yes.
give us a brief rundown here. What do you
Sure.
think's going on here?
Okay, so the trailer opens up with Natalie Portman approaching a thing in the field.
Yes.
It's a multicolored blob-looking entity.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we don't really get the sense that it's an entity right away.
Yeah.
It just looks like this wall of multicolor light refraction.
Yeah.
And she just kind of walks through it. I think she's with a group of people at that point, or is it just her? It's like a team. Yeah, it is a team effort. Like most things in life, it's a team effort.
Yes.
So she gets in, she sees some weird shit, she gets out. Then she's being basically questioned by...
Yeah, so she's in a really sterile environment by the look of it.
Yeah,
Being
and...
interviewed after something really bad has happened.
Yeah, sterile, literally and figuratively.
I suppose, yeah.
Sterile because they're all, like, very distant, you know, because they're nervous about her. Anyway, they start questioning her about where she just came from, and we get the sense right away this is some sort of alien or interdimensional being or something like that.
Yeah.
They start asking questions. Did you see it? Like, could you...
Is it carbon-based?
Right, can you
Yeah.
describe its form? All of which Natalie Portman is just like, no.
Yeah.
No. This isn't like a gray alien from, you know...
Its eyes aren't big, and by the way, I can't tell if it has eyes.
Yeah, it's not... Yeah, exactly. It's not like Men in Black, you know...
Yeah.
Goofy-looking tentacles and stuff. It's I can't even describe it. It's beyond human comprehension. Right away, that's a very good hook for me.
Yeah.
I get a good reminder sense of Arrival, which is a movie Kevin and I have both seen. We reviewed the trailer, we reviewed the movie in a trailer in the rear view, and we both liked it.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of Arrival vibes from this.
It seems like a bit more of an action-packed Arrival.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the first half, I'm saying, really is just like the contact.
Yeah.
Like the people asking questions and people really not knowing the answers.
Yeah.
That reminded me a lot of Arrival. And then it started to get weird. Like very weird. And they bring in Natalie Portman's husband, who I believe, Oscar Isaac.
Yes.
And he's gone missing.
Yeah.
Or
no,
went missing, but now he's back.
Well, he's, incapacitated.
Okay, all right.
He's, like, near death, and basically the hook for the trailer is, if I can figure out what's in there, that there might be some key to helping my husband survive.
Yeah, and that was great that they fit that in, because for the most part, I thought this was going to be an atmospheric trailer. Because that came at the end, where she says that line, like, I'm going to go back in and find, like, something to help my husband type of thing. But it didn't feel shoehorned in.
Yeah.
It felt natural to the progression of the trailer. So we got a really good sense of the atmosphere of this movie. We got, like, a very weird concept. And we have a character motivation. And some cool action montage-y stuff in there, too.
Definitely.
Natalie Portman just, like, kneeling stance, firing a machine gun into the distance. Pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, no, and, like, I think what impressed me a lot with Ex Machina when I saw it, like, there were a lot of things that impressed me. But something was the fact that it was Alex Garland's first movie, and it felt like he already had, like, a really clear eye for visuals, and really seemed to have, like, a cool and unique style of his own. Like, very sci-fi, you know, very stark lighting for everything. And, you know, I see some changes in this trailer, mostly because most of this is set outside. Ex Machina was kind of like an indoorsy.
It's very indoorsy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But that said, like, he still has, like, you know, this really good penchant of when to move his camera, because there is, like, a very subtle camera movement as she's crouching firing that machine gun. And yeah, I do. I think that his visual style is really engaging, and I do definitely see it in this trailer as well.
Yeah.
I don't really get a lot of character stuff out of this, but I don't think you're supposed to. I think this is purely just atmosphere, premise, go.
And when I said about her husband, it's a motivation for her character, but like you said, we don't really know her character, though. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac apparently doesn't like to touch noses, because as soon as they do, he kind of, like, turns away. So, I get that out of him. But I will ask you this question. So you were kind of akinning the beginning of this to Arrival.
Yes.
And, that's obviously a very deep and introspective film.
I remember.
Whereas, the back half of this trailer, it does almost get horror movie-esque.
Yes, it does. It does, you're right.
Like Predator, where, dudes are getting,
sucked,
pulled into different rooms.
We're both thinking of the same shot.
Yeah.
When you said horror.
A lot of machine gun firing. A lot of people are, panicked and scared. And it does. How did you think the film or the trailer handled that tone shift?
Very subtly. It almost didn't shift.
I feel like it worked really well.
It did, almost it's not like it shifted though. It almost was like that horror feeling and tone was there from the beginning. I just didn't realize it was horrific until those images.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Before
feel like...
it was just kind of it's like Natalie Portman just seemed to have a bad time in the woods.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We've all had a bad time in the woods. It's fine.
We've all been there.
And then you just start to get more context, and I don't know, this was worse than that one camping trip I had when I was 8. So
Yeah, I don't think it was a tonal shift. I think it was a shift, but it wasn't in tone. I don't feel like the tone changed at all. It was building this slow, haunting, deep, unsettling feeling from the very beginning. You just didn't know what it was.
It built tension really well.
Yeah. So to answer your question, fantastically. I think it worked great. It worked really, really great. And I believed the characters. I believed, Natalie Portman in that interrogation scene. I don't know interrogation, but questioning scene, just exasperated. Because, how else would you try and describe a being that you don't even know how to describe? That's very hard to do. And I thought she did a pretty good job in that moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love the pedigree of all the actors involved. I like the director a lot. So far, the concept, it gives me, just enough. Maybe I could have done with, a little bit more, but it is an atmospheric trailer, and...
Yeah. But we got so much.
Yeah.
It being an atmospheric trailer, we still got so much to tell us about this movie, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying, I needed a shot of the alien,
because what would that even be, man?
But that does raise the question of how are they going to handle it? And I think, if anything, that question's really intriguing to me.
Sure.
How are you going to handle visually an alien that a person can't even comprehend?
Right, yeah.
And did we just miss it in this trailer? Was that little shimmery thing the alien?
The gleam in Natalie Portman's eye was the alien coming to murder you.
Yeah, sure.
Watch out for that gleam in Natalie Portman's eye. It will kill you.
So yeah, overall, I'm pretty sold on this.
Yeah, I was very impressed with it, and this is a need to see it for me.
That's a need to see from you.
Oh yeah, it's a need to see it for me, Kevin. Why? What do you got to say about it?
Well, I mean, I do. I think there's some really good stuff in that. That said, I have nothing to retort. It's a need to see.
I can honestly say, it's not just because I got nostalgia goggles on from Ex Machina.
This was its own merit.
This was a great trailer.
Yeah.
For a movie that looks weird but also engaging and interesting.
Hell yeah.
Cool, man.
All right, cool. Well, we annihilated that. And whenever this does come out in theaters, James and I are going to give it a watch. We're going to let you know our thoughts. We're going to review the movie and the trailer in simpatico.
Yep.
In a segment we call Trailer in the Rear View. But that's not going to happen tonight. Tonight, we are done.
We're done.
We just gave you our little rundown or gist. And by the way, we're kind of in a spot now where trailers are dropping left and right. So at some point you will hear from us in regard to The Disaster Artist. You'll hear from us in regard to Isle of Dogs. There's just a lot of stuff out right now.
Absolutely.
But we'll catch up.
Yeah, and also keep it on your radar, ladies and gentlemen who care as much as I do. It is almost October 2017. We are counting down the days until Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Kevin is counting down the days.
I was wondering. No, I was like, he's made it nearly this entire episode.
I almost forgot to bring it up.
I don't think he's going to be able to get through all 45 minutes to an hour.
Of course I didn't. Anyway, we're all very excited about The Last Jedi, right, Kevin?
I'm excited for it.
There will be a trailer coming very soon. Mark Hamill let something slip while he on Twitter. He was saying it was a new trailer was going to premiere with Monday Night Football early in October. And then someone asked him to clarify, and he was like, wait, never mind, or something like that. So God bless him, Luke Skywalker out there looking out for all of us in the galaxy, wanting another trailer, needing, wishing. It's coming anyway, and we're excited to see it and talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me in particular. I keep talking about it.
We can tell. And if you're excited too, feel free to hit us up at trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com. Feel free to hit us up on Twitter at trailerhitchpod. You can also hit us up on Facebook. You can hit us up on WordPress. There's a lot of different ways you can contact us. Also, you can rate and review us on iTunes. Hopefully you give us 5 stars. I mean, we can take constructive criticism. But speaking of rating and reviewing, we actually got a really, really nice review on iTunes.
We?
We absolutely did. And you know what? I think we might need to call our friend Patrick Warburton in to just give us a quick once-over.
Dude, he's been sitting next to us this whole time.
Mr. Warburton, I'm very sorry. I'm pretty drunk.
You can go to hell, Kevin.
Listen, you just blend into your role so well. Were you trying to be the chair? Because I believed you were the chair.
Your flattery won't do me any good, man.
Oh, fine. But
let's just get on to the review.
Will the flattery of this review do anything for you, sir?
Let me be the judge of that.
Okay, yes.
The review comes from Nathala. Nathala?
I'm not. We're not 100 on that, Mr. Warburton. But I'm sure.
Moving on.
Yeah, okay.
The review is entitled "Hitchhike with These Guys. They Know What They're Doing."
Which is super sweet, but that's not correct. Anyway, go on.
This trailer review podcast is fantastic.
Aww.
I eagerly await each new episode. Our intrepid hosts make their way through the sometimes crowded, sometimes barren landscape of trailer country. This podcast features outstanding segments such as Hitchhikers, a rapid-fire review of trailers with self-imposed time constraint, Main Drag, in-depth reviews of particularly interesting or more wide-release film trailers, Trailer in the Rear View, review of a mutually agreed need-to-see-it trailer after having seen the film, and I'm sure I'm forgetting others at the moment. James and Kevin have devised an excellent rating system that needs to catch on in the rest of modern culture. Need to see it, need to see more, and never need to see it. See what they did there? Excellent, fellas. 5 stars.
Wow. Well, thank you for reading that, Mr. Warburton.
Piss off, Kevin.
I'm fine.
Oh, man, he's really cranky lately.
You could have mentioned he was here.
Thought you saw him, man. You looked
blended in the chair.
You looked right at him.
Blended in the chair. Okay, so Nathala, first and foremost, that was super sweet of you and also incredibly articulate.
Also, let us know if we're pronouncing your iTunes commenting name right or wrong, or something in the middle.
hopefully he or she does not listen to this and is like, they couldn't even get my name right. Fuck them. 3 stars.
3 stars. And I would still be like, no, 3 stars. Not too bad.
Yeah, but no, Nathala, for realsies, thank you very much.
Thank
you. Made our days when we got
Absolutely. It. I sent it to Kevin the first day I saw it, and he's like, oh, dude, I saw this like a month ago. And I'm like, thanks for showing me, Kevin.
It put a goofy smile on my face. So,
it was very exciting.
Makes it all worth it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just for you guys. The 4 or 5 or... How many people have commented? 7.
There's
7 reviews.
That's actually at least 6 more than I was expecting.
Well, thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
and we're going to wrap it up now because we're getting loopy.
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of loopy, Kevin. It's the whiskey and it's the time of day.
Nah. All right. Well, yeah, we should probably take off then. Probably go raid a tomb or 2 on our time.
You annihilated that joke.
Oh, thanks, man. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. You will hear from us in a couple of weeks.
Yep, so long.
Farewell.
Sully the feather bed.
Wieder saying good. Do you know German?
Nope. I don't know the song.
I do,
What is
I
this?
do,
This
or
is
something
this
like
is
that?
from
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Yeah, it's when the kids are all saying goodbye and like walking up the stairwell. And
Yeah.
then presumably, Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer just fuck like rabbits as soon as they all go to bed.
Is that
that's gotta be a
is
thing,
that canon?
It might be.
Is this just a Sound of Music fanfic that you read, Kevin?
It's not a fanfic. It's just me reading too much into the film. It's like there's 8 kids. He's probably like super happy that there's someone his age there.
Yeah.
She's just been like hanging out in the mountains all day. So, she's probably like, oh, well, he's kind of hunky.
C'est la vie, right? Wait, no, that's not German. That's
French.
French. I'm not good with languages, Kevin. Even the American one.
Even the American one. Hey, man, don't worry about it. Salute to you. And salute to you, listeners. Have a good night.
Salute to Lou. Bye-bye.
You can't mount holy sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Yes, but first we have a tune-up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about...
The Last Jedi.
No, we're
it's
not going to do that.
I mean,
No,
but it's coming soon.
Yeah, we know that it's coming soon. We'll talk about it later.
Fine.
All right, James, how do you feel about tombs? And specifically, how do you feel about rating them?
Oh my god, dude. Are we getting into The Last Jedi?
That was obviously a lead-in for Tomb Raider. We'll talk about it at the end.
I'm ready for it now.
I know you're ready for it now, but we have a pocket.
Let's just skip ahead to this part, and then we'll go back to Tomb Raider.
We'll just... All right, James, I'm expecting you to annihilate a joke right here. Here we go.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Star
Dude, I swear
Wars
to
has
God.
a new trailer coming out soon.
Do you just want to do a Star Wars podcast?
I really kind of do. Isn't that what we're doing right